The secret to being able to dribble behind your back. Some stuff and mistakes you don't want to do and things that you want to work on. So a basic thing, if you watch how to do a crossover video, if you watch how to go between the legs, same thing. You have to learn how to do pounds really hard, and you have to learn how to do crossovers really hard. So if you don't know how to do pounds really hard on each side, you can't do crossovers really hard, focus on those moves first. You can watch videos on the channel, they'll teach you exactly how to do that. So you gotta be able to pound really hard and cross really hard, right? Because that crossover will lead into going behind your back. The big mistakes I see, most people when they go behind the back, is they kind of just drop the ball, right? They drop the ball and they can't find it. So they're looking for it. They're like, where is that? So in the beginning, if you want to get better, you practice throwing the ball to yourself. Throwing the ball to yourself, right? Throwing it to yourself. If you want to get low, like you can sit in a chair. If you can sit in a chair, which I don't have, you can practice going slow like this. But again, that's really not going to develop going behind your back because you got to learn to go hard. Again, it's okay to make mistakes. If you throw it behind your back and you miss it and you don't catch it, at least you're learning. And learn to keep that hand there, right? Some people like to keep their hand closer. I prefer letting the ball come out and reading it. You can catch it closer. You want to keep your hand about right here and allow it to hit your hand and then feel it come up, right? Don't stop it here, because if I go here and stop it, now I don't get enough force to go back. Just like on a crossover, if I go hard and then drop it, it's not coming back that other direction. So you got to push it back, right? Make sure you push it the same energy this way that you push that way. If you don't use that same energy, it's not going to come back to you. So behind, right? And when you throw it to yourself, catch it in your palm, right? Catch it in your palm and just hang on to it. So when I'm here, I'm just kind of hanging on to it. I'm not trying to force it back. I'm not slapping it back. You're not, right? It's not a speed game. It's not, you got to get comfortable with the rhythm of the basketball. Pushing it, there. And you can start a little slower, but as you progress, right? As you progress, you want to learn to go as fast and as hard as possible. When you're in a game and you come here and the defender tries to steal it, you got to be able to push it back right away. And as you get better, you can then either come through the legs, right? Come shield and start getting handles and doing all kinds of different stuff. But the key to go behind your back is obviously hitting it hard through that. Really forcing it back, catching it and going back. You're gonna make mistakes. It's okay. Make as many mistakes as possible. And if you get obsessed with the mistakes and getting better, you're gonna learn and grow, and you'll be able to go behind your back without looking at the ball, at seeing it. A lot of times in the beginning, most people wanna go here and they turn their whole body. Well, it's not helpful to turn your whole body, because if I turn, now I can't really go back. I gotta keep turning. So keep your body straight ahead and don't rotate, right? You wanna just boom, here. One helpful thing in the beginning is, again, get in a mirror. You can see the ball. You can see the ball, right? If you have a shadow, you can see your shadow, you can see that. So the next thing you wanna learn when you go behind the back is a lot of people wanna come wrap it behind the back, right? That's another dribble behind the back. Sometimes this is hard for young players because the ball's so big, their arms aren't that long, they can't wrap it around. So something that you can learn is just practice by doing this. If you can do this both ways, you should have a good idea that you can go behind your back. Some younger players can't do this and still can dribble behind the back, because the key is when you're coming, you're wrapping the ball around and you're throwing it. You're trying to throw it, and you want to throw it as high as possible, not low. Because if I throw it low, then it's hard. I got to reach for it and try to get it. Same thing. I want to go bounce it in front. The defender attacks, right? I'm going to step here as that defender attacks, tries to get the ball. then I'm gonna wrap it, throw it to myself, the defender's gone, I'm getting a free layup, a free dunk, a jumper, a floater, or whatever. One thing that's helpful, because typically you're not gonna do this standing still, you're not gonna come here and then throw it here. You're gonna always step and toss it, because the defender's there, and then you wanna come here and go right past it. You can work on essentially getting skinny and then throwing it and coming. But you wanna throw it hard. So let's say I don't wanna do any dribbles. This is my last dribble. I'm throwing it, running, and then taking it up. Never bounce it too close, because then it will get stuck behind. If I come here and I do this, well, I can't move. The defender can get back here, because I didn't do a hard enough dribble to keep my momentum and my speed going this way. You want to practice all those things? You can practice again just by throwing it like this to yourself. That will work. You can practice it by throwing it against the wall. Work on your behind the back passes too, right? But again, you can start very simple. Walk, step, toss. Walk, step, toss. And of course the other side, you know, dribble, step, around, right? So it's a step, and then I wrap around and throw it to myself. So those are the basic fundamentals of being able to dribble behind your back. Remember, it all starts with being able to have a hard crossover, and then trusting yourself here, right? That you're gonna catch that ball and throw it back. Well, and it's okay to make mistakes. That's totally normal. You're gonna make mistakes in the beginning. If you wanna progress and get better, get used to sucking, and you're only gonna get better if you learn from those mistakes, grow, and keep pushing yourself harder and harder. If you quit, you're never gonna get any better. But if you push yourself every day and do what the NBA will call the daily vitamins. Did you do 15 minutes of dribbling the last 7 days? So focus on that. Did you do 10 minutes of dribbling for a week? Commit to a time that you spend working on your dribbling moves. In the beginning, you might be terrible, and that's okay. But as you progress, you're gonna get more handles, be able to move, do all kinds of crazy dribbles, and nobody's gonna stop you. Because if you keep that up, progress by learning not looking at the ball, maybe turn the lights out. If you have a habit of looking at the ball, turn the lights out, go in the complete darkness. If you want, close your eyes, right? Learn to be able to dribble with your eyes closed, right? As you progress and get better, push yourself to more challenging situations, because you'll grow and you'll be better than anybody else out there when you keep pushing yourself harder and harder when everybody else is sitting on the couch playing video games. So work hard, work on going behind your back. Let me hear about all your success. Post comments in below. Keep striving.